The whole world is going through some stressful times right now. It's April 4th, 2020 as I record this, and we're in the midst of a global lockdown because of the coronavirus. These are not happy times for a lot of people. That's why I wanted to talk about the intro music to this podcast. The music is of a circus. That's my goofy way of suggesting life is like a circus. At times it's a spectacle. At times it's full of fun candy and games. At times it's full of odd and mind-baffling sights. The idea was we should see all of this as a show we're a part of, but not get too caught up into it. To know we still have agency, to not be distracted by this entertainment, this spectacle of life, that we always have an option to return to ourself, our interior, to go within and decide what we want to participate in and what we want to withdraw from. We can choose to focus on trying to make the world more just, more equitable, more open, and more safe for everyone. If we can turn away from the spectacle of life, we can turn to the task of making life better for everyone. So that was the idea and the reason for the goofy intro music. But now it seems the entire world, we are all a part of a high wire act in this circus. We are all trying to walk along a thin rope suspended 100 meters in the air. And we've never done this before. We're all participants in this tenuous activity. We were all participants all along, but now we're clear, active, undeniable participants. And that's making me think maybe the goofy music is too much, too insensitive, too playful for these times? Maybe. I'm going to keep using it and see how it feels. I do like the cheerfulness of it, the playfulness of it, and we all need some cheerfulness and playfulness in our lives right now. So I'm keeping it for the moment for that reason. But it might have to go. All things have a natural lifespan. This intro music may only live for a handful of episodes more. I just felt like I should talk about it, to point out this elephant, which is the music, in the three-ring circus that is this podcast. So, having said that, let's move on to today's episode, which answers the question, how can we meditate in stressful times? Good morning. I'm Parampreet Singh. Welcome to the Meditation Questions podcast, part of the Immersion Meditation Network. Meditation without gods, reincarnation, afterlife, or the supernatural. If you'd like to support us, please visit meditationquestions.com. This is the most stressful time most of us will ever experience in our life. And the only way we can get through this is to take care of each other and also to take care of ourselves. Meditation is an important way to take care of ourselves. It's not always easy, but it's important. And since you're listening to this, I'm assuming that you think meditation might be helpful too. The premise of this podcast and of my life as a whole has always been meditating regularly helps. It helps with everything else we have to do in our life. This is especially true during stressful times. Yes, there's a lot more important things to do, There's always a lot more important things to do, but especially during stressful times. We should take care of ourselves financially. We should take care of ourselves in terms of food. We should take care of ourselves in terms of shelter. We should take care of those that need taking care around us. All of these things need to come before meditation. They are more of a priority than meditation. And it's especially true if you're not already a regular meditator. You need to make sure those other things are being taken care of. But those who are regular meditators already know that meditation can help during those times. Because for regular meditators, meditating just becomes a natural part of the day. It's like taking a shower, or brushing our teeth, or eating breakfast, or going to work. It's just a part of the day. And it really helps with the rest of the day to have meditation as a natural, habitual part of the day. For instance, I've been meditating for decades. No matter what's happening in my life or what's happening in the world, I meditate as one of the first things I do before I get ready for the rest of the day. I have friends who have been doing yoga for decades, and yoga is the first thing they do before they get ready for the rest of their day. Both these habits are very important, very nourishing, and they do have an effect on all the other things we need to do the rest of the day. It makes sure we're calm and focused and determined and have greater stamina for all of these other worldly tasks. But even if you don't have meditation as a habit, it's still really important to take a few minutes here or there during the day for a simple breath, a simple check-in with yourself, a simple moment of quiet and peace and compassion and love and kindness for yourself. Biologically, our bodies are wired to shoot all of these intense chemicals through us during hard times, and that's a good thing. They give us energy and focus and determination. But we can't be like that all the time, 24/7. Our body is not capable of sustaining that level of intensity 24/7. We're going to get worn down. We're going to get burnt out. We need breaks. We need times of calm and peace. We need times of rejuvenation. We need times of healing and nourishment. We need times of re-energizing ourselves so we can better perform when we have to do all of those other worldly tasks. And that's the reason to meditate. That's the reason to take a moment to nourish ourselves. It's not that we should never be wired and intense and stressed. There are times that life demands that of us, and there's times when it's necessary. But it can't possibly be 24/7, even in the most intense of times. Even for people who are on the front lines of taking care of other people, even they can't go 24/7. And the reason for that is because we're human beings. We're not machines. We can't ignore the fact that we're human beings with hearts and minds and interests and hobbies and friends and family and communities. We have all this other aspect to us that nourishes us, that's important. We need that nourishment like a plant needs nourishment. We're not machines. We're more like plants. And a plant can't remain in the burning sun 24/7 without break. Even in a desert, it becomes night. For that time, the sun isn't coming down relentless, non-stop. The sun is away from the plant. It's not beating down relentlessly. It's giving the plant time to take in nourishment and process the nourishment from the day. Meditation is an important part of getting nourishment as human beings. It helps us realize there are other kinds of experiences we need that are necessary as human beings, like being with family, like not thinking of stressful things, like listening to music or making music, looking at art or making art, watching a mindless baking show, or baking something wonderful that we can eat and enjoy with our friends, and also a lighthearted experience with those that we love and care for. All of these are important. All of these are necessary to get through hard times. So if you have an established meditation practice, meditating during stressful times will just become naturally and be normal behavior for you. But what should you do if you don't have an established meditation practice? How do you meditate during stressful times? The only way to do it is one breath at a time. Let's try it. As I'm talking to you, just take one breath and watch that breath and try to relax into that breath. Now, take another breath, watch that breath, and just try to relax into that breath. And a third time, just take one breath, watch that breath, and just try to relax into that breath and be in that breath in this moment. Every single meditation tradition of the ancients says that we only live one thought at a time. We only live one breath at a time. And we need to bring attention to this idea over and over again in our mind to remind ourselves the only thing we have control over right now, the only thing we can do is to relax into the next breath and into the next moment, even if it's for a single breath, a single moment. That's okay. In fact, that's the whole point of it. A life of meditation is built up one breath at a time, one moment at a time, whether times are good or times are hard. That's all we need to do. One breath, one moment. That's the fundamental truth of meditation. We're not looking for enlightenment. We're not looking for some fantastical experience. We're not looking for some otherworldly state. We're just looking to love ourselves during hard times, to be kind to ourselves during hard times. That is the only important value. We just need to take care of ourselves. We just need to take care of the next breath, the next moment. This helps us take care of things physically, financially, emotionally, socially. By taking a moment here and there during the day to tell ourselves we deserve a moment of rest, we deserve a moment of nourishment, we deserve a moment of things feeling like they could be okay. We deserve that. And once we give ourselves that moment, we move on to do the best we can possibly do from that moment forward, to get things done that are important, to keep going. This is the real meditation, the meditation of life. We can't expect anything else from us during stressful times. We can't expect to be some fantastic meditator. We have to be kind to ourselves during stressful times more than at any other time. We have to have more love and compassion for ourselves than at any other time. And the way to do it is to remind ourselves we live one thought at a time, one breath at a time, and then move forward from there. And as we give ourselves that kindness, gentleness, that loving breath moment, as we give ourselves those things, we nourish ourselves so we can better take care both of ourselves and those that we love around us. We're better able to do the tasks that need being done. This is the only way. So how do we meditate during stressful times? We meditate by taking care of one breath.